Hello, it's Travis. Let's talk about how to deal with tough times in life, whether it's depression, addiction, heartbreak, or grief. I've been through a lot in life, and there were days I feel like giving up, just feeling unmotivated and not wanting to do anything. So I feel like I'm able to teach you guys about how I'm able to stay resilient and not let those bad times in life bring me down or break me as a person. So I want to highlight that momentum is key. If you're wanting to really face on this traumatic moment face first, you can't stay static. You need to go back to your routine as quickly as possible. Because staying static, I believe, is like slowly killing yourself, especially when you're going through so many emotions and dealing with this traumatic event. It will just break you down as a person and you won't feel motivated to continue. I think every day that you just, let the emotions take you over, you will have less of a reason to do anything productive because you're going to be so fixated on what went wrong in your life, what happened, and that's going to slowly break you down. So if you ever deal with some sort of traumatic that happened in your life, the best way is to keep pushing forward, process the emotions on the side, but at the same time, don't let it deter you from your routine. You could think of your routine as your grounding. What keeps you from breaking? That's like your foundation is your routine. I think your mindset is also very important in order to deal with these traumatic events. And one of the main mindsets I always like to think is, will this situation matter to me in 5 years? There's been a lot of times in my life where I've been thinking, oh my God, this situation, like I failed a test, or I didn't get the job I wanted. And I just thought to myself, I'm such a failure. I'm such a loser. But when you really think about it, a week later, a year later, probably don't remember like what happened back then. And if that's the case, don't dwell so much on it. Don't invest so much emotions in it because at the end of the day, life is too short and also very long. There's time for you to fix those mistakes, get a better job, get a better grade. You don't need to dwell on the past so much. I think also as a man, life is always going to be tough. But what shapes a man is how much stress he can endure. You could think of it as if you're a professional athlete. Let's say you're LeBron James. In his lifetime, in order to get to where he was or where he is today, becoming one of the best players in the NBA, there was a lot of tribulations he had to deal with and a lot of stress and bad times he had to endure to get to where he was today. It wasn't just a linear path. It was definitely, a lot of ups and downs. Times when he wanted to quit, but he still kept going forward. Think of all those billionaire or tech billionaires like Elon Musk and him with SpaceX, how many of the rockets that he launched ended up failing until his last chance, he went all in and it became a success. Challenges make a person, it makes a man. You need to see challenges as a good thing. They help you become more resilient and help you grow as a person. Each setback also helps you harden your mind. Remember, what doesn't kill you just makes you stronger. You're able to realize that if I can live through this traumatic moment, I can live through anything. It's tough, but sometimes you just switch that mindset because your mindset really determines how your body feels. And sometimes it might not even be a good thing to listen to your emotions. It might be a better way to just not think with emotions, especially when you're such in emotionally vulnerable state and to keep pushing forward when you don't feel like doing something. Because that's how winning is done, is not dwelling with the failure and thinking you're a loser. It's still doing it even though you feel like shit. You're still pushing through because that's life. For how to deal with depression, there's many times in my life where I felt depressed or in that state of, what am I doing with life? Why am I here? And it's hard, I know, because I felt that, or I felt no motivation to work or do anything to pursue my goals. But what kept me grounded was that I remembered that I'm working, or what I'm working on today is so my older self can be proud of you in the future and the man that you're going to become. So don't think in the present time that even though you're living a really shitty life, that it's going to be like that. If you're able to put in the work and really see yourself as the ideal person that you want to become, that will happen to you. You just need to manifest it, work harder, and just keep pushing forward despite any highs and lows in your life. One thing that was also pretty significant to me when I felt depressed was that I don't feel like waking up in the morning, whether this means scrolling through TikTok, just lying in bed, wanting to be comfortable in my bed. And I'm sure this is a common case for just people dealing with depression in general, where they just don't feel like motivated to wake up early in the morning. Think of it this way. How would my future wife and kids think of me if I didn't wake up on time and just scroll through TikTok? Would that be someone they would look up to, someone they would respect, or someone they would look down upon? Sometimes you might need to ground yourself in the future in order to protect yourself in the present. For addiction, you know, there are many things people get addicted to, like vices like gambling, masturbation, video games, not wanting to work, escapism. The best way to deal with these vices is to not cut it out immediately. Cut out the vices in increments. So go from every day to 3 times a week, maybe 2 times a week, to once a week, to never. It needs to be that stepping stone of a slow process going up in order to cut out those vices. If you just go cold turkey immediately and think that I'm going to have the mental strength to go through with this, I guarantee you this will not work. You can see it on YouTube with like the NoFap community or just people trying to think they could, brute force their addiction. It doesn't work. People that are, smoking for years aren't going to just suddenly stop smoking for one day. It doesn't work like that. And it's a lot easier to do things in small increments instead of doing everything all at once because that's a big change. Also, when you're dealing with this, cutting out these vices, replace the vice with something productive, something that you want to actually accomplish and achieve. So you feel the urge to, go back to your vice, do something else instead, because that's the best way in order to cut out that addiction. Feeling that you don't need to really partake in it anymore. It was just your past self thinking that. Now you're a different person, a different man. Now with grief, I've dealt with this many times in my life, and I know it's very tough to deal with losing a loved one. But I guess the logic or the mindset I had was that would the person who left this world want to see you mourn them and just waste precious years of your life? I would hope not. And I believe that they would want you to move on quickly and accomplish their dreams and your dreams as if they were still here. Because I hope that that person is someone that really cared about you and supported you and probably wants you to know that they're watching over you. So take a couple of days to process your emotions, feel the emotions. Don't keep it bottled up because keeping it bottled up is just going to make you more broken and you're going to, you might push it away with work, overworking yourself or trying to deal with it with like escapism and vices, but you're just avoiding the issue. You're not really dealing with it. So get it out, then get right back onto your mission so you don't dwell on it. Finally, how to deal with heartbreak. I want you guys to work towards building yourself so that no girl will mistreat you. Whether it's building more money, building more status, building your dream body, elevate yourself into the man you want to become. Maybe even take a break from girls. Just have that monk mode. Have that time to yourself to really reflect on what you want in relationships and to really make yourself grow into the man that the girl you want truly desires. I want you guys to also think about the abundance mindset. Remember, she is just one girl in the millions scattered around the world. You just need to put yourself out there and you will find someone that likes you for who you are and meets the quality and the goals and the values that you desire. So don't dwell on her. Just move on, bro. Your revenge is also slow while hers is fast. She may find someone else, we fuck around, and that's okay. Build yourself up, and eventually you will realize she wasn't anything special. I want you guys to think if you had everything you wanted, let's say you had all the money in the world, all the status, sports cars, expensive designer clothing, would you still love this person? If the answer is no, then build yourself to become the person that is like that, so you're able to attract the quality of woman that you deserve and that you want. But that's all I have for today. Today's topic was on how to deal with tough times. I will catch you guys in the next video. Peace.